I'm Ollie Khan, the CEO of Alltrue, and we have Tisha Leslie here, the Director of Employer Branding at T-Mobile. Welcome, Tisha.
Thank you. It's great to be with you.
So Tisha just gave the closing keynote at EBrandCon. Tisha, you want to give us a brief overview on your presentation?
Yeah. So I've been on a real journey as a leader since coming to T-Mobile 2 years ago. And true story, I really didn't think leadership made very much of a difference at all. And I've really learned that that's very short-sighted. And so I introduced a model, it's called Coactive Leadership Model, and we used actually a lot of physical orientation and geography to explore different ways of showing up as a leader, because we're very much still pioneering this space of employer brand. It's only 20 years old.
Yeah.
15 years ago, if you and I were talking, employer brand would never have been in my title.
Absolutely.
And it would be kind of an idea out there.
What brought you to T-Mobile to head up the employer branding efforts, and what even brought you into this space?
Yeah, sure. So, true story, I mean, I got started back in the late 90s, when employer brand was classified help wanted ads in the Sunday paper. That is how people looked for jobs. Those are good times. And so I've watched the space evolve to the point that we're now having employer brand conferences, right? T-Mobile was my client back in the day when we were all migrating away from print and into online, and things like job postings were a pretty big deal.
Sure.
We were recruiting retail people on MySpace back in the day. And it's always been a brand I've had a personal affinity for. So when they called and asked if I'd help with a few things on the HR side related to employer brand, it was a contract. It was a super risky move for me as someone who's head of our household, but it was an opportunity I didn't want to turn down.
What intrigues you about EBrandCon, and was there, let's say, one specific presenter that you were really looking forward to seeing?
It's really amazing to see how much the space has evolved and how sophisticated it's getting. I think we still have a long way to go. That was part of what I said in my talk, is that we're still pioneering. We're definitely still discovering. I think there's a future where everybody understands that employer brand is vital work. One of the talks I was really interested in was Jennifer from Salesforce, because of the culture piece. And what I loved about what she said is that HR can't own culture. That has to be an enterprise-wide endeavor.
One person in this space that you look up to?
So Macy and Carmen at Cisco have been really influential. I remember hearing Macy talk at a Glassdoor conference a while ago, and she really talked about employer brand being the flip side of the brand coin. And I've used that a lot. You know, I like analogies.
If you could gift one book to all the attendees at this conference, what book would that be?
Oh my gosh, the one I just talked about, Coactive Leadership.
Okay.
Coactive Dimensional Leadership. Yes, it's fantastic. It's a tiny read. You can read it on the way home, but it really will get you thinking differently.
If you were not working in this space, you would be doing?
What would I be doing? That's a great question. I would still be in brand work somewhere.
Okay.
Yeah, it would have to be something that I feel a really strong emotional connection to, because now I'm super spoiled.
Your morning routine?
Oh yeah, so I'm up really early. The alarm goes off at 4:20.
Oh wow.
Okay. I get coffee and I work out. The best days I'm either running with my husband or working out with a friend, and then it's a whole smattering of either calls, because some of my team is on the East Coast, so I can catch them right away. It's checking in on social, and I mean, we use social as basically the company water cooler, so that's how I know what's going on just with our business, quite honestly.
There you have it, Tisha Leslie, Head of Employer Branding at T-Mobile.